So, I haven't covered Just Pearly Things since I've been seeing her stuff blow up. But I figured now is about the time, because I just saw the clip of her on Piers Morgan. So, as opposed to letting Xander Hall and Vosh and all of them take over in this particular area, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it on my own too. We'll see. At least I don't think I've talked about her. I might have. I'm starting to think that I need a different job. Let's go ahead and get to the fan art section, and then we will get into today's topic. First of all, we have one from Fine Point. I did some tracing of some photos to try and get a better feel for human form and posing. Decided to turn it into a Blue Lantern Suris because he gives me hope. It's unfinished, but I may never finish it, so here you go. The next one we have here is from Cringy Loon. I found my Suris sketchbook from 2 years ago, and I wanted to share before I destroy it by fixing it. Before I started the sketchbook, I was too nervous to draw anything. Then, watching one of Suris' streams inspired me to draw with poses and anatomy that was unfamiliar to me. That is... God, I love hearing stories about this. I love finding out that my channel has actually made people get more into doing art. We need more people bringing beautiful things into the world. I'm not talking about the fan art. That shit's cursed. The next one we have here is from Tristan. After the pickle drawer discussion tonight on stream, I couldn't resist. A rush job, but I am ultimately satisfied. As I said, cursed. As always, everybody, thank you all for your fan art submissions. Please do not grace me with some of this madness. Or do. I can't control you. I'm not your dad. Anywho, Just Pearly Things on Piers Morgan. Let's see how that went.
To Piers Morgan says, Pearl Davis is the self-styled anti-feminist influencer who's creating major buzz online with a contrarian view. She's appeared in a couple of debates on this show. It's called Uncensored after all. We welcome any honestly held opinions. But this week, she's facing a major backlash for posting a song titled Why Can't We Talk About the Jews, which she dedicated to far-right commentator Nick Fuentes before later deleting it.
Why can't... I like how she's just sitting there, just eyes open there. But how bad could a song about the Jews be?
We talk about them without getting kicked off of YouTube. Now, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I kinda wanna know why. Now there's all these conspiracy theories, and the more they talk, I think maybe they're right.
I'm just sorry, if you have to have any sentence ever, and you write it down, and it has to be Hitler wasn't a good guy, but the butt makes me worry. Okay?
But I can't even listen to the convo.
Well, Pearl joins me now, along with the New York author and founder of End Jew Hatred, Brooke Goldstein, over in the States. All right, Pearl, you've come on the show a couple of times, right? We've had some spirited debates about feminism and stuff like that, and I thought you've made some good points, and it's got lots of traction. Then I wake up the other day, and I see this thing that's trending, involving you doing this song. And I couldn't really believe what I was watching. I didn't know, why did you find it funny?
Huh?
Did you find it funny? I mean, you know the backlash to it. I mean, you deleted it. You obviously thought you shouldn't have posted it. Why did you do that?
I wonder. Huh. Interesting. Said, here's to you guys first time. Said, Hitler wasn't a good guy, but he killed Hitler. I said, I just want to know why. Yeah. So, this made me want to sit down and dive a little bit into her channel. Some more recent things that she has posted and see if maybe a different person is there. Maybe we're seeing some different things there. Now, while the video that I found that I wanted to talk about, it doesn't quite have accidental anti-Semitism in it. Not so accidental, I don't know. While it doesn't have that, it is titled How Modern Women Destroyed Their Chances with Men. And that's a bit of a title. But we're going to go ahead and look at the video and see how it goes.
So, you know, on a lot of these shows that I go on and talk on, you see women...
I mean, I need to increase your volume. This is like when I watch Solarian Community College and the professor's really loud, and then I watch Pleasant Kenobi and his stuff is really, really soft, despite the fact that they speak at the exact same volume. And I feel the need at that point to like send Trigger a message and be like, hey, can you make Vince a little easier to hear, please? Thanks. Anyway.
Talk about how men don't care about promiscuity anymore. And, you know, I'm actually going to play devil's advocate here because, again, men do adapt to the market, okay? Men don't want...
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. If you call dating, if you treat it like a market, then are you really surprised if people start feeling like they're treated like things? Anyway.
Promiscuity, but most men don't think they're going to marry a virgin, right? And that shows that men do adapt to the market. So if all the women are not virgins, they're...
Adapt to the... I don't like this particular language, adapting to the market. As if women are things to be picked out of a lineup. I don't know. It feels weird.
They're like, fine, I'll take not a virgin. If all the women are whores, you're going to see whores get wifed here and there, right? Because, you know, at the end of the day, men do want hot chicks, so they'll...
If all the women are whores, are you saying that somebody who's promiscuous is automatically a whore? Like, what are we calling a whore? Just a woman who has had sex with a lot of people? Because that's a stupid fucking term for one. Or are we talking about, like, a sex worker?
Put up with a lot.
Also, putting up with a lot doesn't mean anything here. Pearl, you realize that, like, anybody who you've dated in the past, it's not your current boyfriend's business. It doesn't matter. Just as anybody who I've dated in the past is not my current partner's business. If she asks me about any particular partner I've been with, I'm going to be honest. But I'm not gonna, like, here's my body count. Here's what I did at 15. Here's what I did afterwards. Oh my god, hi, River. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Also, could we get a shout out for River real quick, please? Red Joker, if you are in the stream right now and you can do that. Or, I mean, yeah, I think you're the only moderator in the stream right now. I need more moderators. I need to do that. How's it going, River? How was your stream? What were you doing? Hopefully everything went well on it. We are covering Just Pearly Things. I have fun here.
However, to act like there's no consequence to any of this stuff, that you can really do whatever you want as a chick and there's always going to be a man to date you at the end of the day. And in my opinion, it's not even about the men. It's more about the damage you do to yourself because...
What damage to your... You just fucked people. What damage did you do?
After you're a chick and you've done OnlyFans, corn, you've slept with 1 million people, how are you going to bond with your husband?
Hi, honey. How are you? You know what? This is perfect timing. This is perfect timing. I need an opinion. So, okay. I'm gonna play a clip for you. And I want you to... I want you to tell me your particular thoughts.
It's like a feminist. One of the bad ones.
However, to act like there's no consequence to any of this stuff, that you can really do whatever you want as a chick and there's always going to be a man to date you at the end of the day. And in my opinion, it's not even about the men. It's more about the damage you do to yourself, because after you're a chick and you've done OnlyFans, corn, you've slept with a million people, how are you going to bond with your husband? And at the end of the day, our habits make us who you are.
Thoughts?
Well, I'm looking at one. Or I guess not a thought. She sounds like a celibate.
Yeah? That was a face? Are you okay, honey? Yeah.
See, these women... No.
No.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah.
There's no reaction. She's just being stupid.
Axo, thank you for redeeming your points for no whoa. Yeah, that's kind of where I am at. And it's like, if you slept with a bunch of people, how do you bond with your partner? I don't know, the same way everybody else does. Physically, mentally, emotionally, it feels like a pretty normal thing.
With people? I don't know. Maybe by bonding.
Hi.
See?
How are you?
I've done an OnlyFans and I bonded just fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here going like, I'm literally dating a girl who's done OnlyFans. And who cares? It's not important. It's just not. But apparently it is to her. Then again, there was a time, I do remember, where there was somebody else who I was interested in a long time ago, and they had an OnlyFans. And there was another person who knew I was interested in them. They were also interested in me. And they were just like, so how do you feel about them doing that? I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Good on them.
It's cool. They're confident enough in their body to show it off, and they're making money off of it. Neat! Who cares? Said every new variation of the chewing gum allegory has here is more and more gross. Yeah, like, again, I made the comment about if you look at dating as a marketplace, then you're eventually going to boil people down to being objects and things. So when you are someone like Pearl, who is making the case that, hey, if you've been used by so many guys, if you've done OnlyFans, if so many people have seen your body, then how will you possibly bond? Bitch, people aren't chewing gum. There's not a finite amount of flavor to be had there. In fact, actually, as somebody, just speaking sexually, as somebody who has had sex with virgins and has had sex with people who are not virgins, I can tell you the people I prefer. Not the fucking virgins! Just flat out. People who know the things that they want, know what they like, and are willing to explore. They are way more easy to be in a relationship with than people who have no experience at all that you are having to... What's up? Just what? Said chewing gum, ew? Because it's the chewing gum allegory. It's the idea that if a woman is used at a certain point, they're just damaged goods, which is stupid. Axis says Suris doesn't take virgin sacrifices. Got it? No, I don't. Because 1, that's a thing that bad deities do, who have bad standards. 2, I'm not a deity. 3, again, just... It's the same reason that I don't want to date somebody who's too much younger than me. because I want the person who I'm with, luckily, I am in that situation right now, to be old enough to have experience and be, not just sexually, but in fucking life. So that I'm not having to sit down and go, yes, here are all the things that you need to do as an adult. They just are an adult. I don't want to do that. One day I'll have to do that when I have kids. I don't want to do it with a partner. Said chat, time to start sex cults. Let's go. No, I remember I remember that awkward drama with Xanderhall. I don't need even the allegations. Said my Duke AJ says my body count's fairly low and I really want to have more sex. I think my body count's like 15. I don't know. I think we counted on stream once, and that's an off the top of my head. I don't care. So while someone was their own person, did what they wanted to do in life, neat. Anyway, this card is called Summoned Skull. He has a skull. He gets summoned. Jesus.
You are. And if you've spent 10 years drinking every day, why you don't think it would be hard for you to stop? But for some reason with women, it's like if we have...
You spend 10 years drinking every day, but do you think it would be hard for you to stop? There's a difference between habits that have to be done with other people and habits that are done just on your own. You know how much harder it is for somebody to get a drink if they do not have alcohol near them and cannot afford a drink? They have to go through a lot more hoops to get a drink. Beta Motor says, what if you got a dick? What then? How many partners must I lose because of that? Well, I have a dick. I don't know where the dick comes into the conversation. Find somebody to cross swords with? I don't know.
Spent a decade of our lives with multiple men, getting attention from all these different guys. It's like, you don't think that's gonna change our brain a little bit? You don't think...
Yeah, it might change your brain a little bit, but there's no reason that should affect the way you bond with a partner. Change your brain a little bit is a meaningless statement. How old is she? I don't know. 20s? Fuck if I know.
So, if she's in her 20s, let's assume she's in her mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
The way she's talking, she hasn't had enough partners to talk on this.
I don't know.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Beta Motor says, small dick, I'm bad at typing. So the types of partners who would leave you because of your dick size are not the types of partners that you need in the first place. If a partner is going to only be with you because of the size of something on your body, then they're no better than a guy who's only going to be with a girl who has a certain cup size. It's okay to have preferences, but at a certain point, you kind of have to realize people are built different, and it's okay for them to be built different. If somebody is not willing to accept the fact that you can be perfectly skilled in a billion other areas that are not a thing you have no control over, then those people just simply do not deserve to be with you. I also clicked the wrong button because MMO mouses are weird.
On social media to take off our clothes. Like, we are paid to do this stuff. Imagine if men were paid to watch porn. Because really, social media is to women as porn is to men. Right?
Imagine if men are paid to watch porn. Well, let me go ahead and imagine that for a minute there. I've watched porn, I've read doujins, and I've watched hentai. And I've talked about these things on stream, and I am a man, so I've basically been paid to watch these things. Yeah, I already live in that world, Pearl. What do you want from me?
You guys know what that stands for. So it's like, what if men were paid to do that stuff? What would happen to the men in society? Right now, it's not paid, right? But you see a lot of guys are addicted to that stuff, and it's free. And you could argue that they're only addicted to it because of the market of women. Like, we have the growing, increasing number of male virgins that the left will just tell you doesn't exist, and it's just these weirdos. So my point is, we have all these positive reinforcements for women doing something that is very addictive to us and hurts our ability to stay with a husband long term.
I don't think it does, though. Like, so this is coming from a person, me. This is coming from a person who has been in multiple monogamous relationships, multiple polyamorous relationships, and I have been in threesomes, I have been in foursomes, and I denied being in one fivesome. It was New Year's, and I just was not feeling it. I've been to a swingers party. I've ran this gamut before. I'm not. I don't think any of that has really affected my ability to be faithful to a partner at all. Because things you've done in the past do not necessarily need to be encoded into your brain as a thing that you must do in the future. Ah, yes, I've had a threesome before, therefore I will always crave them. No, I'm fine without that. Is that a thing that I'd like to do again? Sure, why not? That's a thing that Saki has to consent to. If she doesn't, then guess what? I'm perfectly fine not doing that. Sex is a natural thing that humans do. This weird freak out about it that we see from the right is honestly stupid.
We have an older corn star, Adriana Chechik, talking about what dating is like in her position. Now, she is known for, I guess, doing a lot of crazy stuff online, some wild scenes, and she talks about...
And she's definitely never watched any of them, and she's never flicked her bean to it, I'm sure.
...here, what that has led to for her in the dating market.
I find it incredibly hard to date to the point where I actually can't get dates. So there's two perspectives on that. So if I were to go meet somebody, it's kind of hard because I don't like random people to know my real name. So obviously I'm meeting them as Adriana Chechik, and that's extremely hard. It's intimidating. I've had guys literally walk out on me when I've met them because they're so intimidated by me. And then also I've done some of the most extreme sex acts on camera that guys can't swallow or get past. I currently do kind of look like a little bit of a lonely life. There's another aspect where guys only want to date me to show me off to other people or their friends. They immediately treat me like the Adriana Chechik experience, right? So if I was going to go meet a guy, they would never hold my hand or anything. The first thing they do is they try and have sex with me. So it's really disheartening, to be honest, and I've kind of just given up. I feel sadly, I actually feel like I might not ever find a boyfriend like that.
So there you have it, folks.
Okay, so that is her mentioning that guys have felt intimidated by her and it's been harder for her to date as a result of that. That's honestly very sad, but I don't think that has anything to do with what Pearl is talking about here, because what Pearl is talking about is women as objects, women as things, and women as part of some marketplace. What Adriana is talking about is effectively being a content creator. It's where people are dating you not because you are a down-to-earth human being, but because you are famous for a thing. In her case, sex. I'm going to be honest, this is a issue that I've wrestled with as well, where there have been people who have come into my DMs and tried to flirt with me or tried to get with me. And I've been public about the one really weird time when somebody was like, I wonder if Suris would date trans girls. Does that mean I have a chance? And then when I went on about how, no, that's not an appropriate thing to do, that's not an appropriate thing to speculate on in my chat, they went into my DMs and started making things even weirder and started going like, oh, I understand that you're saying that because you don't know me very well. Then maybe what if I got a chance to know you? Like, no, full stop. We've already crossed the Rubicon. We're done. We are done. I've already had to do this, and I don't do sex acts on camera. I don't do any of the things that Adriana's talking about on camera that you guys know of. And yet, I have to wrestle with the exact same things, and I'm a much smaller content creator. I have had instances where people have shouted my name at a beach. When I was on my anniversary with Raz, I've had instances where I've been at conventions and sat down at an Evangelion panel and somebody just looked at me and was like, wait, are you Suris? I've had these experiences that have made me feel like my life isn't as private as I would like it to be, separate of my content that I create. And it's not that these are negative experiences. They're not. When people run up to me and say hi and stuff like that, I don't feel like it's negative. It's a positive experience. If you guys want to do that, I'm not going to be like, eh. these are memories of mine that I hold and go, hey, these are really cool. And these are usually really cool people that I've met. But the fact is that they have contributed to me feeling like I needed to have this divide in my content life and in my normal, everyday operating life. There was a point in time where I found out that a person who really liked my content was going around card shops trying to find me, and I found out because a friend of mine sent me a message and said, hey, somebody was asking about you at the card shop. And when I said, oh, well, okay, cool, they said, no, they were asking for Suris, not Chris. And that was my red flag of, oh, wait a minute, this is not in the okay category of things. And it was happening literally during the time where Call for an Uprising was doing his threats. It caused a panic response. It caused me to freak out a little bit. These are things I've had to worry about and wrestle with, and I'm not a fucking porn star. I think these are things that every content creator has to wrestle with. Is a person who is sitting down at a table to have dinner with you and wants to date you, are they wanting to date you, the individual, or are they wanting to date the character you show on screen? Are they wanting to date the bombastic version of you that you let people see on camera for entertainment purposes? I get it. I understand that worry, where she wants to date, but she is worried about people wanting to date her, the porn star, versus her, the person. Any content creator will find themselves in this situation if they've gotten to a size where they have an audience at all. It's weird. But because I've had that experience just as a content creator, I don't think that has anything to do with the type of content I create, whether it's porn or otherwise. It just has to do with the fact that I've got an audience of some size.
From the horse's mouth. Doing corn will make it tougher to date. And I really think love is a young person's game. I think over a certain age, honestly, the chance of finding like true, genuine, like love, there's a reason all like Romeo and Juliet weren't 55.
Because it's a fictional story written for fiction. What? Love is a young person's game. I don't have enough words. I do not have the crayons to explain how you can fall in love at any age and still be happy.
There's a reason all of these love stories, it really wasn't old people. It was younger people. And the more as a woman you destroy the youth and the beauty.
Is it because we find younger people more attractive and maybe that says something about our beauty standards?
That God gave you and the innocence, then the more you're going to have a hard time in dating. And it's really like playing roulette. You might be able to get away with it. Some chicks do. They're hot enough. But, you know, you're really playing with fire when you open the door to doing sex work. And I think it's a bit disingenuous to say that, oh, I know porn stars that have been married. Oh, I know OnlyFans workers that get married.
I know one who lives in my house and has been dating me for the last 2 months. That's not disingenuous. That's my lived experience, bitch.
Right, but do they typically stay married to the same person for a lifetime?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't really see that. I don't know any 70-year-olds married old porn stars. But let me know in the comments.
Maybe because you aren't looking, but also just in general. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Do you know how many relationships fail? Do you know how many relationships fail, Pearl? Most of them. Most relationships are destined for failure. Most relationships do not work out. That is just a by-the-numbers thing. Ask yourself how many relationships you have been in, and ask yourself how many relationships you have stayed in, and the answer is always, almost always going to be larger in one category, and you know which one it is. You have been in fewer relationships than you have had your entire life. If you are in a relationship right now and you're monogamous and you've dated 13 people, then you'll have 13 past relationships and one relationship you're in, and that number will... That amount of people will only widen the older you get. That is just a fact of life. That says nothing about being a porn star or how women exist in the marketplace. That has nothing to do with any of those things. That's literally just existing as a person who has relationships, you will always have more relationships that have not worked out than relationships that have, if your definition of worked out is, are you still in them today? That's not my definition of worked out. I think that as long as you learn something from that relationship, or have maintained a friendship from it, or what have you, then it has worked out. Or if you've asked somebody out and they have denied you, but y'all are still in good standing with one another, maybe that is working out. Who knows? Your standards are yours to make up as you wish. Society be damned. But that's where I gotta throw it back to you guys. What do you feel? Let me know in the comments section below. Should I do more of Pearl's content? Is this the thing I should do? Should I do more of this? Because I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, everybody, insert end video tagline here.